Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm trying to see if I can do this live from my laptop. Let me see if I can do this live from my laptop right now. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Is this feasible? Let me check and see what I look like on my side. Let me see. What does it look like on my side? Am I live? Okay, it look like I'm live. All right, I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. It's saying that I'm live on my side. It's saying I'm live on my side. I'm trying to do this on Restream. I don't know if the chat gonna pop up. I don't really know. I don't know if my chat, like, can somebody, if you watching me, can you type something in the chat? If you don't mind, can you type something in the chat? Like, what's up? This is the first time I ever went live on this laptop. So you know what I'm saying? It would make me feel good if y'all said something to me, let me know how I was looking, you know what I'm saying? How it's sounding, like what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like what's up? What's up? What's up? Let me post to my social media. I don't really have no topics to talk about. I really just wanted to test out. I really wanted to test out Restreaming directly from Restream on my laptop. I hold on. I just want to see if it's gonna work. Let's see if this gonna work. I don't know if people's talking. Oh, okay. Is people typing in the chat? Oh, okay. Keith is in the chat. Okay, I found the chat. I don't know what's going on in this life. All right, how do I get it to okay, okay. Okay, so it's looking like I'm live, bro. It's looking like I'm live. It's looking like I'm live. That's what's up. Um, hold up. Let me check it on my end just to be sure. Okay. Yay! I'm live, bro. This is crazy. This is really crazy. I'm live on my laptop. Y'all, the last time I had a laptop, it was not a really good laptop. So being able to live stream on a laptop is actually crazy. I wonder if I would be able to I don't know if I have enough RAM. This laptop has 16 gigs of RAM. I wonder if I will be able to show y'all some gameplay on this mug. I wonder if I'll be able to share some gameplay on the laptop. Anyway, I didn't want nothing. I just wanted to see if I could do it. But since we here, I guess we could talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff. Hold up. Let me I'm trying to get my bearings because like I said, I've never done this before. Actually, y'all, hold up. I'm actually ecstatic about this. I'm live on my laptop. That's crazy, bro. Let's talk about the Switch 2. Since that's pretty much been on my mind here lately. Because really, I didn't come on here with no topics. But since we here, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. Let me put it on social media so that people know that I'm live. And what I guess I'll tell them that I'm talking about Switch 2 as well. Because I want to talk about, there's some, well, I'll put it this way. There's a few topics that have been on my mind here lately in regards to the Nintendo Switch 2. One is definitely about how the pre-order situation went online. That's definitely one. And then another one is kind of a topic I've seen circulating online that's, I don't want to say that it's annoying, but it's one that it just kind of has me a little bit confused, a little bit, to be honest with you. Like it's got me a little confused as to why people are either so confused or so outraged. Like, y'all know, for those of y'all who have been following me for a long time, like y'all know that I have been one to definitely give Nintendo a piece of my mind. Like I've been on YouTube for a little over a decade. And one of the things that I started talking about, I had a channel before I started doing the gaming thing. It was about like, hair products and all that kind of stuff, I'm a girl too. I'm a gamer, but I'm a girl too. So one of the things that I started talking about when I first created my YouTube channel specifically for gaming was Nintendo. So those of you guys who have been following me for a decade plus, and maybe even a little shorter time than that, y'all know that first and foremost, I am a Nintendo girly. I love Nintendo. I've been playing Nintendo since I was a toddler. Since I had the motor skills to pick up a controller, I've been playing games. So I started with the NES, but I got really deep into gaming as a child when I started playing Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo, that's really the console that made me a gamer. So those of y'all who've been rocking with me for a long time, like y'all know that I'm first and foremost in terms of like console gaming. First and foremost, I'm a Nintendo girly. You know, just a little bit about me, because I feel like I have to preface this because I don't make content often. I don't make videos often. So I feel like I have to preface what I'm about to say with the fact that I've been in the trenches of gaming for a long time. Like, I'm not new to this. I'm not one of those gamers who just started gaming like during the 360 era, which is no shade, no disrespect. I think whenever anybody picks some gaming, like, that's a good thing for everybody, because the more popular and mainstream gaming becomes, the better it is for everybody. So, I don't want to say that as any shade or slight to anybody. I say all of that to say that I have been a gamer for basically my whole entire life. So I started gaming with the NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis. I played the N64. I didn't have the original PlayStation, but one of my cousins had it, and I would play it whenever I went to go see my cousin. I had a PS2. I was a PS2 girly. I did not have a Nintendo GameCube, which is one of the reasons why I'm really excited about Switch 2, because Nintendo GameCube is going to be a day one Nintendo Classics app on the Nintendo Switch 2. So I didn't have a GameCube, but a guy that I was dating in college at the time bought a GameCube a little bit before the Wii came out. So he and I would play Super Smash Brothers, Double Dash. I mean, sorry, not Super Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers Melee, Mario Kart Double Dash. I played a little bit of Metroid Prime, the OG, the first one on GameCube. I wasn't really feeling it until the Wii, of course, when Metroid Prime Trilogy came out and the new playstyle came out. That's when I became like a Metroid Prime fan like that. I was one of the 13 million people that actually owned the Wii U, got my Wii U day one. Um, of course, got my Nintendo Switch day one, about to get the Nintendo Switch 2 day one. So when I'm about to say this, I want to preface it with the fact that I've been gaming for a long time. I've been a Nintendo fan for a long time. But there's been this discourse online about game key cards. Game key cards. My favorite SNES game is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, hands down. Now, not only did the SNES make me a gamer, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is what really did it for me. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love Super Mario World, but The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past made me realize that gaming can be so much more than like jumping on platforms and stomping on Goombas. Like, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past made me realize that gaming is like an actual art form, and it can tell a story and can kind of engulf you into a world, set you on a path, an adventure. Like, anyway. So let's talk about the game key card situation, okay? So I just want to preface my 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 thoughts with saying, not Xenoblade 2 being my first game. Neo, please. I'm literally begging. No. I hate this nigga. I can't believe he said that. I'm crying, bro. I'm crying. Oh, by the way, I'm in my bedroom. I'm not in my game room. If y'all watch my last video, y'all know my living situation right now. My niece and my nephew currently live with me right now. I currently have temporary custody over them. But right now, they're not at the house. Um, so you know what I'm saying? I'm just chopping it up in my bedroom. My game room still don't really belong to me yet. I love you too, Neo. You know you're my little bro. My game room don't really belong to me right now. So prayerfully in the summertime, I have my game room back down to myself. So now I'm gonna make my game room so beautiful, y'all. Like, it's gonna be sleek, it's gonna be techy, it's gonna be feminine, it's gonna be all the things. I cannot wait to get my game room back. I'm finna do it up. I might live stream me redesigning it too. But anyway, y'all are getting me off track, especially with the Xenoblade 2 talk. Neo knows how to get me, bro. But so anyway, I want to talk about game key cards, and I want to preface it with this tweet that I posted yesterday, and Keith Norris and I have been talking back and forth, kind of like just talking about, the Switch 2. And I actually was talking to him the other night when we were both trying to get our pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2. But we also have been talking about like this game key card controversy, because it seems to be one thing after another when it comes down to Nintendo. Like, of course, we know that Nintendo definitely did fumble the messaging. Like, they really did drop the ball when it came down to the messaging for the Nintendo Switch 2. There were a lot of things that they were coy about that they really should not have been coy about. And I really feel like if you got some bad news, just say the bad news, bro. Don't be coy about it, because, well, if we have to find out by ourselves, it's going to really exacerbate the whole issue, right? So now I made a statement on my Twitter. It's several threads, okay? So I said, this is me. I said, the controversy with game key cards is understandable. It's a new media type that hasn't been proven, but based on reports, they're doing the same thing other forms of physical gaming media is doing. Part of the content has to be downloaded, and when inserted, can't. Sorry. Part of the content has to be downloaded when inserted, and it can be resold. I don't know. And then I also said I definitely prefer physical media. Y'all know I'm an old head. I'll be 38 next weekend. I'm an old head. I definitely prefer physical media for the fact that it's kind of ingrained in my DNA as a gamer. I've been gaming since before the internet. You know what I mean? So I get it. But I said I definitely prefer physical media, although I'm not opposed to digital, but we're a generation or so removed from true physical versions of video games, to be honest. The concept is similar to what we have now, but this time it's Nintendo who's doing it, and y'all pedestalize them, so now y'all are disappointed. So many of y'all glazed them for being the last bastion for social media. Now you're disappointed because y'all think corporations give a fuck about you and your arbitrary stances on gaming. They want their money and they want low risk. I also said, and I also put a link to the Nintendo website where they talk specifically about game key cards. Now, I want to preface this because I know there's a lot of idiots on the internet who think that you saying something when you're not saying something. I want to say again, I'm a physical media girly, but I'm not opposed to digital. I'm a physical media girly. If I can get my games physically, if it ain't no barriers to getting my games physically, I'm going to get them physically. But if I got to get them digital, I'm not opposed to getting them digital. Okay. I also want to preface my statement with saying I don't prefer game key cards over straight up physical cartridges. Okay. I don't think that game key cards are horrible though, but I do not prefer them over straight up physical cartridges. I feel like I have to say that because then you'll have niggas online. Oh, she glazing Nintendo after she just said that y'all glazing Nintendo. Like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody to feel like I am dissuading the discourse. I don't want people to feel like they shouldn't voice their concerns. I will never pocket watch somebody who either chooses to or chooses not to buy or support something. One thing that I don't do is I don't pocket watch niggas, because I'm telling you right now, I'm an old head. I've been in gaming for so long, bro, and honestly, my fandom is so deep, it ain't no telling what I would buy. So I don't pocket watch you. You don't pocket watch me. You feel me? Because my love for this hobby is so deep, there ain't no limits for me. Unless it's like absolutely asinine, there are no limits for me. If I got the money and the product is valuable to me, I'm going to spend my coin. It is what it is. I am not disillusioned into believing that these corporations give a fuck about me personally. I don't believe in companies giving people or giving people charity or goodwill. Is it nice? Yes. Do I accept it in spades? And do I support the developers and the companies who do this and give the gamers goodwill? Yes. But am I expecting these companies to act like they my bestie and bend over backwards for me? No. They put out a product. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't really feel like it's that serious unless you live in La La Land and you really feel like companies are supposed to bend over backwards for you. A company's primary job is to make sure they get your money. A company's primary job is to make sure that they do it in a way that is the lowest possible risk for them. At the end of the day, they got to be a company. So I say all of that to say, most of the people that I see complaining about this are not even retro collectors, bro. Because here's what I say. Just like the disc you buying on your PlayStation 5 and your Xbox Series right now, and even PlayStation 4, when I still have my PlayStation 4, when I was actively buying games on my PlayStation 4, that is when physical media like legit died. When I popped my games to my PlayStation 4, I still had to download some, update some. I could not bypass none of that and just play the game. There was always some veneer that I had to penetrate in order to get to the game. This is not new. But just like with my PlayStation 4 games, with PS5 games, with Xbox Series games, even though you have to polish off that veneer to get to the game, you can still let your homeboys or your cousins or your brothers and sisters them borrow your game. And then they go put it on their system. Or if you don't want it no more, trade it down to GameStop and they can sell it to somebody else who wants the game. Based on Nintendo's website, you're going to be able to do the same thing. I'm going to read it to you so y'all don't think I'm lying to you. It's been over for a minute, and I'm not saying that it's okay, because I know I'm not cool with it on the other systems, which is why I said in the beginning, I prefer the game being on an actual disc, but I don't trip when I buy a PlayStation game and I got to pop that thing in and let it download. Like, I don't trip because I understand reality. This is the nature of where we are in gaming. So when you go to the Nintendo website and you type in game key cards, this is what it tells you. It says game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, game key card is your key to downloading the full game to your console via the internet. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your console and starting it up as normal. So just like with PlayStation and Xbox, you pop your disc in the system, it download, it do what it's supposed to do. Then next time you pop that game in your system, you ain't got to do it again. Same thing. Let's continue. It says, to download the game, an internet connection and free space in your Nintendo Switch 2 system memory or micro SD express card are required. Same thing. When you do it on your PlayStation and Xbox, you got to make sure you have enough space, period. How it works. Insert the game key card to the console. Download the game. Step 3, play the game. An internet connection is only required when you launch the game for the first time. After this, the game can be started even without an internet connection. However, regular physical software, the game key card must be inserted into the console in order to play the game. Just like with a physical copy of a game. When I played God of War 2018 on my PlayStation 4 and I had to download the thing for the first time, and then I took it out of my system to play something else, right? Ratchet and Clank or something like that. I couldn't play God of War because I had to put a disc in. It's the same, bro. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Same nigga. And then it says, if you insert a game key card into the Nintendo Switch 2, the game can also be played on that console using the following steps. So basically it's saying, if you insert it into, like, let's say I get my niece a Nintendo Switch 2, and I get what's it called, Tamagotchi Life, which none of the Nintendo first party games are doing this, by the way. But let's just say I get Tamagotchi Life on Nintendo Switch 2, and it's a game key card game. If my niece want to play it, all I gotta do is say, "Hey niece, here you go." She could put it in her Switch. Literally the same nigga, same thing, same thing. Like, same thing, bro. Now, I'm going to go back to a point that I made earlier that I kind of leapt off of. I could understand if you're a retro game collector, because in situations like this, if you wanted to go back and buy a game from a generation, like maybe 2 generations prior, let's say, okay, we in 2025, right? Let's say we in the year 2035 or 2045, and you like, you know what? I want to go back and play some retro games on my Nintendo Switch 2. If you didn't already buy that game within the window of when the eShop was open at the time, unless Nintendo continues it on into 2045, you can't just go back and buy the game and play it on your system. I could understand how for retro game collectors, that's an issue. However, a lot of y'all are regular niggas. Y'all are not going back 15, 20 years to buy games. A lot of you niggas are buying games within the first year, maybe the first 5 years. When you think about even more recently, especially if you're a Nintendo gamer, even more recently, right? Let's say you had a Wii U and a 3DS, and then you got a Switch 1. How far into the Switch 1 life did the eShop on Wii U and 3DS stay open? Nintendo gave y'all at least 2-3 years before they shut the eShop down. If you didn't want that game between, let's see, when did Wii U come out? 2014? No, 2012. If you didn't want that game between 2012 and 2020, 2021, nigga, you was never gonna get the game, bro. I feel like this is only an issue if you go back 15, 20 years to buy games. But if you already buy the game and you are a so-called physical media gamer and you prefer physical console, you prefer physical, you prefer to keep your console. I keep my consoles. I still have my Nintendo 64. I still have my PlayStation 3. I had my PS2, then I gave it to my brother. He did something with it. I don't know what he did with it. I had my Super Nintendo. I gave it to my brother. He did something with it. I remembered. I learned a long time ago, stop giving my brother stuff, because he be doing stuff with it. He move and don't remember to get it, or he pawn it. Like, anyway, I'm still mad at him for that. But I keep my consoles. So if I decide, okay, it's 2024, let me go back and play Tamagotchi Life on my Nintendo Switch 2. I can still play it because you don't need internet connection. As long as I still have my native hardware, I can still play that game, just like any physical game that I still have in my collection right now. So honestly, unless you one of them kind of people who like to buy games 15, 20 years later, I'm not really understanding how this is a widespread, just across the board issue. Because what you're doing with physical media, you're still able to do with these game key cards. Again, not trying to dissuade anybody from feeling how they feel, not trying to look past or how do you say, or minimize anybody's concerns. What I'm saying is, I do think, because this is a new media type and is not proven yet, people are going a little bit over and beyond with the negativity on this concept. I think y'all are dragging it, bro. I think y'all are dragging it, bro. Y'all are dragging it. You're dragging it. You know what I mean? Like, you're dragging it. I just don't see how this is a real issue. And then not only that, there was an interview that came out after the fact. And honestly, like I said, if Nintendo's messaging were better, this would have been explained in the Nintendo Direct. But you can't expect people to have to piecemeal information from Ask the Developer and then IGN interviews and then Bloomberg interviews. Like, you can't expect people to piecemeal the information. You got to give them the information so they can process it and do what they want with it. But I think because it was a piecemeal information, the messaging was terrible. People are dragging it. But anyway, I think, and I'm not expecting people to give Nintendo grace, but I think there's a difference between being mad about things that are substantial and living in reality. Like, Nintendo's charging $80 for games. Terrible. But at the same time, it's like people took the $80 game thing and they're applying that anger that they feel about that to things that really don't affect them really. Like, paying $80 for Mario Kart affects you if you love Mario Kart and you want to play Mario Kart and you own a limited budget. That affects you directly. But if you not a nigga that buy games 15, 20 years after the fact, that don't really affect you. That's why I feel like people are dragging it. Not to say that people's concerns are not valid. I have to keep saying that. Not to say that people's concerns are not valid, but some of y'all niggas are dragging it. Like, you're taking your anger about one thing and you're applying it to every aspect of the Nintendo Switch 2, which is your right. But like, y'all niggas don't live in reality. We don't have physical media really right now. That did not change with the Nintendo Switch 2. Unless you a Nintendo only gamer, this is not a new thing to you. And even then, it's really not a new thing, period, because download keys have existed on Nintendo Switch 2. And actually, this is better than download keys because you can resell it and reuse it on somebody else's Switch, borrow it to your friends, borrow it to your niece, your nephew, your cousins, whomever. I really feel like you niggas are dragging it. And I think it's also a part of people just not accepting that we are living in a changing landscape across entertainment, period. You can't really get physical music no more. You can't really get physical movies like that no more. Like, you can, but it's dwindling. And the same thing is happening to video games, and niggas just don't want to accept it. And I hate that for y'all because I'm the same age as y'all. I'm older than some of y'all. I've been there, but I live in reality. I live in reality. If you don't like the price of the something Suave, with all due respect, don't buy it. But the fact of the matter is, these companies gonna do what they feel like they got to do to make that money back. If you don't want to pay $80 for Mario Kart, don't pay $80 for Mario Kart. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't owe these companies nothing. You don't owe them nothing. If you don't have the self-control to keep your money in your pocket, I feel like that's a personal problem. But let's keep it up. Let's keep it a buck, though. Gaming is not the only industry where everything is like everything is fucking expensive right now, bro. Clothes are expensive. Food is expensive. Rent is expensive, my nigga. Like, it's not just game. And I think that's a lot of reason why I don't go too hard about video games these days is because I'm almost 40. Like, I'm a grown nigga. And I'm seeing how the world is changing, bro. Video games is just like a drop in a bucket in comparison to all of the things going on in the world right now. You go to the grocery store right now, you take $50 with you can get two things. Back in the day, you took $50 with you to the grocery store, baby. You could have a whole cart, at least a half a cart. It ain't like that no more. And it's trickling down to other avenues: gaming, music, movies, TV. Everything is getting more expensive. And I think that's what a lot of people are not understanding. Y'all don't live in reality. But at the end of the day, video games are a hobby. You don't have to buy none of this stuff. You don't want to pay for $80 games? Don't pay for $80 games, bro. Go get you some indies. Let me tell y'all a story, man. Okay, listen. I used to work at a mental health agency in my mid-20s. Loved my job. Well, I love the people because I work with adults with intellectual disabilities, um autism, developmental disabilities. I love the people, but I didn't like the paperwork. So at that point in time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna go back to school. So I quit. I was living off savings. I was unemployed for maybe like a year and a half until I finished school. In the meantime, I had like a little part-time job getting like a little bit above minimum wage on the weekend. And you know what I did, bro? I didn't really buy no new releases like that, man. I played free-to-play games, MMOs, indies. I didn't buy no new games, man. If you got discipline, I really sound like an old head now, but if you got discipline, bro, you will find so many things out here for you. You ain't gotta pay $80 for Mario Kart, nigga. Go find some indie racer to play. You ain't gotta pay $80 for the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild. Go play Genshin Impact. Why y'all think I play all these obscure games on my channel to this day? At one point, a nigga was on a budget, but I still found a way to keep gaming, and I'm better off for it because it opened my eyes to so many different genres, different game types, different indie companies. Like, y'all don't owe these companies nothing. There's always a way to enjoy your hobby. KAG say you buy food at the liquor store. Where they do that at? Bro, food is expensive, dog. Especially if you're trying to eat right. Like last year, I was on a meal plan real good. And I mean, I ain't hurting. Like, you know, I'm a single person, but that stuff is expensive, bro. All right, let me look at the chat. I didn't yapped enough. Let me see what y'all are talking about on the chat. To be honest, I buy a lot of my accessories third party, period. Like when Nintendo was having issues with the whole Joy-Con drift situation, I stopped buying Nintendo accessories. I started going third party. I got this right here. It's called what company made this? Let me see. A company called FunLab. I think it's called FunLab. Made this third party Zonai theme controller based on the designs from the Tears of the Kingdom games. And this mug cost me like $30 to $40. And I ain't looked back since. Y'all don't owe these companies nothing, bro. You don't owe them nothing. You don't have to buy first party everything. You don't have to buy license everything. Anyway, I feel like that's a personal problem for people though. A lot of people just don't have self-control. A lot of people fold. Like all the people talking about they was gonna boycott the Nintendo Switch 2, which we gonna talk about. We gonna talk about it. A lot of people talking about they were gonna boycott the Nintendo Switch 2. When I tell you, nigga, everybody named mama was on Twitter talking about, got it, Switch 2 secured. Got it. Switch to secure. Like, nigga, wasn't you boycotting last week? Yet I'm in line for an hour and a half on Best Buy because you flaked. You flaked. Stand on principles. That's why I tell y'all, don't pocket watch me. You don't pocket watch me, I won't pocket watch you. Because if Animal Crossing come out and it's $80, mind your business. You know how many hours I have on Animal Crossing New Horizons? I have an insane amount of hours in this game. So you put two and two together. I'm getting my money's worth. Nintendo fan and boycott don't mix. But the thing is, it wasn't even really like the diehard niggas boycotting. It was people who like all things. And I honestly, it's all gamers, bro. All gamers fold. It don't matter if you're a Nintendo gamer, an Xbox gamer, a PC. Well, PC niggas do be standing on business, but like these console niggas have no morals. Not me though. That's why I don't make. That's why I don't make grandiose claims. Don't watch me, cause I'm gonna disappoint you every time. All right, let me see what y'all saying, bro. Let me see what y'all saying. Let me go to my chat. Y'all are saying, oh, this y'all going in. All right, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. All right. 6 Mile Red Drum said, Nia, what's good? What's good? Suave said more like Nintendo. Am I right? Let's see. Hard luck in the building. Dark said game keys may be a necessary evil. Oh, I forgot because I was going on a tangent. There's a reason why game key cards exist. There was an interview from I think one of the Nintendo of America representatives saying that the reason why they made game key cards is so that third party developers would not have an excuse to not put their games on the Switch. Basically, in a nutshell, that they will have an open avenue to put their games on the Switch if their game is too large for a cartridge. And then cartridges in general are already more expensive to make than a disc. So it's either they put the game on a game key card or the game just don't come. And if it's a decision between me and you, if it's a toss up between whether or not it's a game key card or the game don't come, I'm gonna choose the game key card. I'm so sorry. If Metaphor ReFantazio doesn't fit on a regular card and I gotta get a game key card, my nigga, guess what? I'm getting a game key card. So sorry. So sorry. Especially if the game key card has the same function as a physical card. Don't be like me, be better than me, because I'm gonna get it. Anyway. Let's see. As long as you could trade game key cards, it's all good to me. Games on digital been borrowed on time. Been on borrows. You know, that's fair. Cherry Man, she's saying it is saying it for Pierce's. Don't ask Nia why she was crying. Oh my God. He's still on this. Brittany says, how you gonna stream and not tell us, sister? I put it on Blue Sky. I put it on Twitter. I don't know. I'm so sorry, sister. I just want to know if Nintendo is restricting the card sizes to 8 gig and 64 gigs like people were assuming. I don't know, Neo. Now that's what I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs behind the manufacturing of these cards. The only thing I like about the Switch 2 is a 20 to 120 hertz screen. Outside of that, I don't care much so far. I'm not gonna hold you. I can't wait for June 5th. I got 2 Nintendo Switch 2s on deck just in case, because I don't trust Walmart. Because when Nintendo Switch 2 come out, me and my niece, we playing Mario Kart. So sorry. So sorry to disappoint y'all. I'm playing Mario Kart with my niece. And with y'all too. My channel, my niece, my friends. Me and Mario Kart, this. Me and Mario Kart, here. Okay? Of course, I'm anticipating Metroid Prime 4 on Nintendo Switch 2. Xenoblade Chronicles X to 60 frames, absolutely. Real ones would be streaming at 5 p.m. on Nintendo Switch Online. I'm crying, bro. You know what else I got? You know what else I pre-ordered when I pre-ordered my Switch 2? Switch 2s. I pre-ordered the Pro Controller and I also pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch camera because I'm a content creator sometimes. So the whole camera thing was sort of interesting to me. Let's see. We are buying Welcome to confirm. Okay, Keith, you're going too far. I will not be buying Welcome Tour. So sorry. Will not be buying. Suave says physical media has been over for a hot minute. Absolutely. The last physical game outside of Nintendo, of course, the physical game generation was probably the PS3. Was it though? I'm trying to think. Did you have to download anything when you popped in your disc on the PS3? Maybe later in life you had to? I don't remember, y'all. It's been so long. KAG says the issue is games are getting larger, and in some cases, games can't fit on a cart. Side note, people trying to make a big deal about it because it's Nintendo, but Sony and Microsoft been doing this, and that's pretty much my main point. Like, it's been happening. Unless you live in a Nintendo bubble, like, this really shouldn't be no issue for you. Like, if you a nigga who play on other consoles, like, this is kind of par for the course, to be honest with you. But then again, like I mentioned in my tweet, it's because a lot of niggas be glazing Nintendo too hard, bro. Everybody was making fun of the PlayStation and the Xbox because they had to download a little something on their disc with their disc. And Nintendo's the last place for physical media. Suck it, fanboys. Now look at you. Looking stupid. So sorry. Sorry to these men. The average COD is like 250. That's what I'm saying, bro. I have to make space on my PC, bro, just for Call of Duty, the new one. So you know the struggle finna be real on a cartridge. Like, I ain't even mad at it, bro. I was wondering if they were gonna make you save the game's files on a system like PS4, PS5. No, it doesn't look like it's stuck to your well, it might be stuck to your system. But then again, it ain't really locked to your system because I could get a game key card and put it on my Switch 2, take it out, and then my niece could put it on her Switch 2. So I don't think that your files are locked unless you mean like your save files. Your save files, maybe. But then again, that would kind of be the same thing as like a disc. Like, you have to create your own save files whenever that disc goes to the next person. You basically have to hope for modern gaming. Have to hope for modern gaming that Nintendo Shop servers are down the line. The way that Nintendo has been talking since, I want to say since the Switch, the original Switch reveal, they're really trying to streamline everything. It seems like their plan is to make sure your accounts go forward and forward and forward. And that's one of the things that they were talking about too, for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, is that when you get your Nintendo Switch 2, once you log into your Nintendo account, everything from your Switch 1 should transfer over because everything is to your account. At least that's what I took from that. And hopefully that's the case. Shout outs to 0x17. Was good. I still have my Super Nintendo. I got 2 of them. Shout outs to you, Sean White. She said her brother, man, my brother pawned. Maybe he didn't pawn it because I remember I let him borrow my PS2, and then like some months later, I was like, "Hey, bro, can I get my PS2 back?" Oh man, I'm sorry, sis, I can't find it, bro. Like, what you do with it, bro? Like, I like to keep my systems. I will never let my brother ever borrow a system ever again. People have no. Oh, I already saw that one. They're scared of a back-to-back W generation from Nintendo. Say they're doing all of this. You know what, Dark? My homie Dark Star. That's my boy. Go watch his channel, DRK301. You know, I don't really like to play into gaming politics when it comes down to the community and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is coming from somebody who's primarily a Nintendo fan. There's a lot of, what do you call it? There's a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy type stuff that happens with Nintendo fans because throughout Nintendo's history, as far as home consoles are concerned, Nintendo fans are used to having a high generation and then an L generation. So it's almost like Nintendo fans kind of preemptively put on their defense armor because they used to being the underdogs. For a lot of Nintendo fans, especially a lot of primary Nintendo fans, the Nintendo Switch 2 was kind of like a hard generation for a lot of people that I've noticed because this is the first time where Nintendo wasn't a media pariah. The Nintendo Switch is a first time in a long time where Nintendo was actually the quote unquote media darling. So I feel like Nintendo fans are just not used to non-Nintendo people and even newcomers pining for a Nintendo device. So it's kind of like they go into doomsday mode to protect their ego. See, that's what happens when video games becomes your personality. You see how Tech 120 is coming in here talking all this nonsense? This is what happens when video games becomes your personality. When video games become your personality, there's an ego and an id associated with the perception of the games you like or you don't like. And I think a lot of Nintendo guys are coming from this perspective. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. Wise guy said, "I won't be surprised if GTA is gonna be over $100, and niggas will still buy it. Niggas will still buy it." Um, it's a pain to be $80 when I know Nintendo could be plenty profitable. Listen. I'm not okay with $80 games. That's why when I got my pre-order, I got the bundle because you're not as much as I like Mario Kart, as much as I enjoy playing Mario Kart with my niece. You're not finna find me paying $80 for Mario Kart. Like, it's not happening. I got Mario Kart for $50, and that's what I'm willing to pay at this time. There is no standardized pricing. Nothing stops at 80. I agree. The price could go up, but the way that I look at it is like this. The market will decide what's too much, just like it did back in the day. Remember, like during the N64 days when games was up to like $100 something? The market decided that they didn't want to pay that, so they didn't. And then when the GameCube came out, the games were $50. Am I tripping? I think when the GameCube came out, games went down to $50. Because I remember GameCube was $50, Wii was $50, Switch $60. Listen, Tech, I'm not mad at you for feeling how you feel. I'm not a Nintendo fangirl, so I don't really know what you want me to say. Again, I have to say this. Video games are not my personality, bro. It's just something like I like to do. People are allowed to have their opinion. I don't really care how you feel. You feel how you feel, bro. Like, gaming is the least interesting thing about me personally. Like, I got a real job. I got family. I take care of my family. Like, feel how you feel, bro. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You like it, you like it. Like, I don't really know what you want me to say. Um, let's see, whatever people should we accept it though, even if we can influence it? No, you shouldn't accept it. Like I said, if you don't want to get it, don't get it. I'm not telling anybody to buy no games for $80. I don't like $80. But what I'm telling you is don't pocket watch me. Cause they don't telling what I'm gonna do if I see a value in something that I want. Let's see. No, I don't feel like you coming at me, Tech. I just feel like you speaking on things that really don't resonate with me because I don't think about gaming in that way. I've owned every console, well, not every console, let's not put too much sauce on it. I've owned many consoles across many manufacturers. I own a gaming PC. What I care about is good games and a good value. That's what I care about. Power, I don't too much care about that. Does the game run well? Does the game have a good art style? When it comes down to stuff like that, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I'm of the opinion that since the PS4, to be completely honest with you, no game is ugly unless the art style is ugly. I don't think that any game is ugly. Like, if you want a real answer, I'll give you a real answer. I don't mind the fact that the Switch is giving PS4 to some people. That's not a problem for me. What I care about is the games that I get playing well, looking good. And not necessarily looking good graphically, but like looking good in terms of, is the art style interesting? Did it look like the developers put in the effort to make this game enticing? You know what I mean? Like, and then you saying that's the problem, but you asked me for my opinion, my guy. You asked me for my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. I don't think a game is ugly unless the art style is legitimately ugly. Like, I think Bayonetta 3 is an ugly game. But it's not because it's a Switch 2 game, it's because the art style to me is ugly. I think Astral Chain is a beautiful looking game. Made by the same people, mind you. Made by the same people, mind you. But the people who made Astral Chain made a game with a better stylistic choice, which makes it, to me, look like a nice game. So, for me, that's what I'm looking for. And I feel like a game can have some things that you don't really care for, but also still be worth your time. Like you mentioned Zelda, for example. I would have preferred if Zelda Breath of the Wild ran better than it did. I would have preferred that. But everything else about the game, I liked. I feel like gamers these days don't really look at games through the lens of value to them. They look at what's valuable to others. And I don't look at games like that. I look at what's valuable to me. I look at what I feel like I want to play. And then I base my opinion based off of that. I don't feel like I'm losing. I'm playing games that I like to play. I'm playing games I like to play, bro. You play what feels good to you. That's a good thing. Play what feels good to you. Spend your money on what feels good to you. I will not be getting drag and drop. I will not be getting drag and drop. No. That game looks very lazy and uninspired. Like drag and drop could have been drag and drop could have been a great game that represents a whole community of people. Think about all of the disabled people who are taking their basically taking their lives back through playing like that type of basketball. All of the veterans who have lost limbs, all of the people who have lost limbs who were once athletes. This game could have inspired a community of people, but Nintendo they slapped it together. I would not be playing or buying that. Playing games you like versus consuming. Absolutely. Because quiet as it's kept, I don't buy a lot of games. I only buy games that are appealing to me. A lot of the time, you're going to see me on Game Pass. You're going to see me playing games that I found on the Epic Store, like those free games from the Epic Store. I don't really buy a lot of new games. So maybe that's another reason why I'm personally a little bit far removed from some of the gaming discourse, because I don't buy as much as I used to when I was younger these days. All right, let's see what else are y'all saying. Suave, you gonna play that? Listen, I was just talking about not judging people. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm not judging you. But I won't be playing it. So sorry. And let's see. I remember when you could go to the liquor store with $1 and leave with 2 bags of chips, a juice, and a honey bun. Period, Darkwing. Period. Key says you don't have to buy when it comes out. You don't have to buy. The problem is y'all are too entrenched in consumer culture. You ain't gotta buy none of this stuff, bro. You ain't gotta buy none of this stuff. What you're saying? Wise Guy says, spitting facts. In my opinion, if your funds are low, services like PS Plus Premium, Humble Bundle got me through that time that I was telling y'all about when I quit my job. Humble Bundle kept me going, bro. Humble Bundle used to be that deal. Xbox Game Pass, I live by Xbox Game Pass. EA Play, etc. are great. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg to play new games. Period. And that's one thing that I can say that I do like about the current gaming generation. Yes, physical media is gone by the wayside, but there are so many other avenues to play games versus how when I was a kid, I was poor. So if I played any video games, it was because my grandmother bought them for garage sales for me and my brother, or they were hand-me-downs from my cousins. Like nowadays, there are so many avenues to play new games and then more games. Like there's so many avenues to make that happen these days. That's another reason why I just low key I don't be tripping, bro. Darkwing in Chicago. My God, the food and liquor store in the hood sell what side sell chip stuff. Oh, y'all still talking about the food at the liquor store. eBay, the move. I got Game Pass for $10. Nice, nice. I didn't know that you can get Game Pass on eBay. That's crazy. Suave says, I'm a Hall effect stick guy now. I will never pay for drift controllers ever. Period. 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 And if they have stick drift on Nintendo Switch 2, guess what? I'm going back to Fun Lab and getting me a third party controller for $30, $40. Exactly. Exactly. Real Priceless Gaming says, stop yelling at me. I'm crying. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to go no tangent, y'all. You just know when you get older, bro, you just don't care no more. I used to be way more polite on my channel, y'all. I promise. There would be so much great third party Switch 2 accessories out. Period. You know it will be. Dark said I'm calling them out. I'm not trying to call nobody out, man. Best Buy crashed on me. Walmart was the only thing I could get working at night, and I'm man, me too. Cause okay, since we here, okay, I have been a part of 3 console launches up to this point. The Wii U, I didn't get the Wii at launch. I was in college and I was real busy, so I didn't get the Wii at launch. I got the Wii maybe like a year or two later. But I got the Wii U. I got the Wii U at launch. I got the Switch OG at launch, and I pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. Of course, nobody bought the Wii U, okay? It was me and 3 other niggas at Best Buy. Getting a Wii U, bro. I got one real easy. Let's see. What's the name? Y'all so funny, bro. What's the name? Yeah, me and 3 other niggas got a Wii U, right? Like nobody was checking for that console, bro. For the Nintendo Switch OG, when pre-orders open, I went to GameStop the next day, I think after work, and I put some money down, and of course I was able to get it. It wasn't really a big hassle, right? Switch 2. Let's talk about it. I was crashing out on Twitter, y'all. If y'all follow me, I was crashing out on Twitter, bro. So this is basically my experience trying to pre-order a Switch 2 in a nutshell, right? So I had 4 tabs open. Okay. I had what's the name? I had the Target. I had Target open. I had Best Buy open. I had GameStop open because I didn't realize they weren't doing a midnight thing. I didn't realize that. And then I had Target open, right? So I'm trying everything, okay? I go to Walmart, but Walmart actually was my first choice. Best Buy was my first choice. I go to Best Buy. Best Buy not open yet. I go to Target. As soon as 11 o'clock my time hit, they said it was sold out. But I think it was a glitch because I tried again and again and again. So I eventually was able to get one in my cart, right? So I was eventually able to get a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order in my cart on Target. So I'm clicking, I'm putting in my information, I'm clicking. You just get the gray ring of death, right? It's spinning. Then I'll keep clicking. Purchase. The wheel keeps spinning, right? So like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go over to Best Buy. Best Buy still wasn't open. I say, all right, let me go down to Walmart. Walmart open, but they put me in line. I was like, oh man, these niggas putting me in line. I don't know when it's gonna be when it open for me. So what I did was I put myself in 2 lines on Walmart. I put myself in a line for the bundle, and then I put myself in line for the regular system. Because I was like, either way, I just at least want to get the system, right? So I was just waiting in the Walmart line. Then I went down to Walmart. Went to Best Buy. Best Buy eventually opened up maybe like 30 or some minutes later, right? So I put myself in the line for Best Buy for the bundle as well and for the regular console, right? I'm waiting and waiting and waiting on Best Buy because really my first choice is Best Buy. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. I go back to Target, same thing. I'm clicking purchase, 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 purchase. Nothing's happening. The wheel keeps spinning, right? So like an hour passes, almost an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour passes. I go back to Target, the wheel spinning, 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 spinning. I'm trying. And then eventually they just kicked all my stuff at the cart and said they was sold out. So I'm like, dang, Target sold out. So I got off of there, went back to Best Buy. Best Buy still got me in the line. I'm still in the line, right? But then eventually Walmart opened up. I say, oh snap! I just so happened to go to my page. I had like 9 minutes or something left. Apparently, you get 10 minutes to put your purchase in and get through, right? So I go to Walmart. I hurry up and put in my information. Mind you, I have a Walmart account. My account was already booted up. I already had my password in and everything. So I was able to put my stuff in the cart and keep it moving. And it went through. So I'm like, yes, it went through. So at the same time, I'm talking to Keith Norris, right? So I'm talking to Keith. And he's like, oh man, like I can't get in. I done tried Best Buy. I done tried Target. Like ain't nobody letting me in. So I say, go try Walmart. So he go try Walmart. They put him in the line. He's still not getting through. So after a while, let's see how it happened. So after a while, I ended up getting a second one because I'm like, okay, because that's my homie. So I said, okay, if you don't get through, I'm gonna order one on the side. You give me the money if I'm able to get it, right? So that's how we did that. But he was eventually able to get through on Walmart. But of course, Walmart is nobody's first choice. Walmart is nobody's first choice. But anyway and anyhow, I still have 2 on Walmart. I don't want to let go of the regular Switch just in case Walmart be on some whole shit and try to like cancel my pre-order, right? So I'm going to hold on to it probably until maybe like another week or so and see how it go. I called GameStop actually today to be like, hey man, y'all got any more pre-orders? They all a lot of pre-orders, you know what I'm saying? The one in my area only had like 10, but we have a couple in my area, but I only called the one that's closest to me. They didn't have no more. I'm like, man, Walmart gonna have to pull it through for me, man. If they don't, I'm gonna crash out. Cause like I said, I have two on deck right now. One of them gotta get through, man. One of them gotta get through. All right, what y'all saying in the chat? All right, thank you, Fugliest Gamer. Oh man, don't talk about yourself like that. Take care of yourself, man. It was nice talking with you as well. Grant said Target pissed me off. I don't know how I got picked for Best Buy. Yeah, man, Best Buy never opened for me. I was in the Best Buy line like all night. It never opened for me. And then when I eventually did get my 2 at Walmart, I went back to Best Buy and suddenly it was sold out, but it never opened for me. All right, what y'all saying in the chat? KAG says Switch 2 is about to be a L generation is destiny. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't care. If it's an L generation, guess what that means for me? Miiverse might come back. We might get folders. We might get things. Nintendo only works hard when they have an L generation. As long as they give me Metroid, as long as they give me Animal Crossing, as long as they give me Mario Kart, I'm good with Nintendo. If Nintendo has an L generation, that ain't my business. That's their business. They got to worry about that. Let's see. Fugliest Gamer ever. Jesus, I can't get over his name. True words, Nia. I used to be a Nintendo only guy through high school, but once I got a big boy job, I got a Switch, PS5, Xbox Series, Steam Deck, Meta Quest 2, and a gaming PC. I feel that. I feel like I was lucky enough to be a multi-console gamer even in my youth because, like I said, my granny would always find stuff at garage sales, and then my cousins would give us hand-me-downs. So I always was able to own multiple things. Like when I was a child, I was a Nintendo Sega girl. When Sega went by the wayside, I was a Nintendo PlayStation girl. Nowadays, now that my life is busier, I'm mostly a Nintendo PC girl, but I do also have a PlayStation that I don't really play. I'm mostly on my PC when Nintendo was having like a down moment, but I'm mostly a Nintendo PC girly these days. Um, let's see, Nia, you gonna pay $80 for the Animal Crossing KAG? You already know what time it is. You know what time it is. I have like maybe 12 to 1300 hours in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know I love me a cozy game. Y'all know what time it is, man. I do what's best for me now. I don't have company loyalty. Period. I don't have company loyalty either, bro. Hey, I don't have company loyalty either. Of course, I have my purposes, but none of these companies is my friends, bro. I do not care. Suda51 puts a Switch game for $80 on Bonnet Suave. No. No. I might be down bad for Mass Effect right now. I'm enjoying Mass Effect. I have Mass Effect Andromeda and I don't play it. I have a huge backlog on my PC, bro. I'm so down sad. Really, because really, like, I can play games through the school year, but I really don't get to play games unless it's fall break, spring break, winter break, spring break. And this year, I haven't been able to do that because, of course, y'all know I have different responsibilities this year. Let's see. What else y'all saying? Shout outs to Dennis for the raid. Shout outs to Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Da, 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 da. I hope we see some ports of his games on Switch too. Suda51 would do. I feel like if he really want Travis Touchdown to pop, give us an enhanced version of the first game made from the ground up on Nintendo Switch 2. I feel like niggas would go up for that. What else y'all saying? Greg said, absolutely not. I ain't playing no wheelchair game. That's crazy, bro. I feel like it's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong inherently with the idea of drag and drive. The issue is the presentation and the lack of effort, seemingly the lack of effort behind it. But if they put as much effort into drag and drive as they did with like a Splatoon or even Arms, regardless of how you feel about that game, I would be speaking a whole nother tune right now. And Swab just literally said exactly what I was thinking. Drag and Drive is giving Arms without the effort. Period. Fuggliest Gamer says, as long as I get Metro Prime 4 and I get to play it in 4K, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to Metro Prime 4 in high frame rate. Like, that's finna go so hard. What else is y'all saying? Real Wii U soldiers are playing Mass Effect online. Let me tell you something. Me and Suave used to go in. Me, Suave, our homies Marquise, Mark, Digital Man. We used to go so hard on Mass Effect 3 online on a Wii U, bro. Shout out to my Solarian. Period. I wish we didn't lose Miiverse. Miiverse needs to make a return, bro. Listen, I'm excited for Nintendo finally having integrated voice chat, but like, what's the point if you can't message niggas on the same console? I still gotta message friends on Discord just to tell them to get on video and voice chat. Like, that's crazy to me. Bring Miiverse back. Period. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna live Fuggliest Gamer. I had no idea you stream. I'm a subscribe, bro. I did not know you were streaming. I'm a subscribe, bro. Expedition 33. That's on my list to play this weekend. Period. Oh yes, that game. That's right on my alley too. Turn-based. I love me a turn-based RPG. Love it. I'm a definitely be playing that this weekend. I want to play Expedition 33, and I want to play South of Midnight. That's at the top of my list, bro. Ubisoft, it could have been you. Ubisoft took such a L with these people, bro. Expedition 33 is looking like a GOTY contender. And Ubisoft, they could have had it, bro. Ubisoft could have had a GOTY contender, bro. That's crazy to me. Red Steel 3 would have been fire. Red Steel 2. I love Red Steel 2. Oh, I got so many games, bro. Because low-key, last weekend, I was sick as a dog, but it was my intention to boot my Wii U back up so that I could play some old Wii games. I was going to play Metroid Other M again to see if the game is given what it was given all them years ago. I wanted to go back and play Metroid Other M again, but I got sick, so that didn't happen. But I would love to go back and play Red Steel 2 again. I loved that game. I think I'm caught up on the chat now. Oh, yes. L generation equals cheaper games or bonuses low key. When the 3DS had an L generation, what happened? Ambassador games. Price drop. It was lit. Okay? It was lit. It was lit, boy. I can't believe how Sony has not moved me to buy a full retail game yet for PS5. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the reasons why I don't have a PS5 right now is because of that reason. And the only game that I wanted on a PS5 was on PC. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is on PC. And I have it on PC. So Sony kind of took away my incentive to get a PS5. And that's no shade to the PS5. I don't dislike the PS5. Like I said, I bought a PS4 because of Ratchet and Clank, the remake, the remaster. No, the reimagining. It was a reimagining. I bought a PS4 just for that game. If I could have bought that Ratchet and Clank game on PC, I probably wouldn't have bought a PS4 neither. But I didn't get a PS5 because they started putting their games on PC, which is like, it's good. It's good for the gaming landscape overall, but it decreases a person's chances of getting a PlayStation if they already got a PC. Keith said cozy games be fire. What cozy games is you playing, Keith? What cozy games is you playing, bro? Crickets, exactly. You ain't playing no cozy games, bro. The coziest game that you playing right now, Keith, is probably Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Because BD1 is cute. That's what makes it a cozy game, because BD1 is cute. That's it. KAG says, what games are you picking up at launch? For me, I'll be picking up, of course, Mario Kart. I'm gonna pick up what's that racing game? The one that everybody want to make, the people to make F-Zero? Fast Fusion? Yes, Fast Fusion. I'll be picking up Mario Kart. I'll be picking up Fast Fusion. I'm debating on if I want to get Cyberpunk on the Switch. But I'm waiting to see what the final performance is gonna be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm waiting to see what the final performance is gonna be when the game is all spiffy and ready to go for retail. I do not give a single fuck about Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm not gonna hold you, Suave. But I'm gonna tell you something. If Diddy Kong is revealed as a character, a playable character, mind you, for Donkey Kong Bonanza, I might fold. I fucking love Diddy. Let me tell y'all something about me. I'm a girl. I know y'all could tell that. Sometimes the way that I talk is a little harsh and people forget that. I'm a girl, bro. I'm a girl. I love cute things. Diddy Kong is cute. I don't care about playing as a big brute. I just don't care. I don't want to play a big brute that destroys everything. Give me Diddy Kong. I want to do flips. I want to be agile. He's cute. He's got the hat. He's got the tank top. He's adorable. If he's in Donkey Kong Bonanza, day one. But if it's just Donkey Kong being a big brute destroying shit, I do not care. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care. What is Suave saying? Suave said, "Oh, I'm finally caught up with the chat. Let's go." Other M's visuals were amazing for a Wii game. Absolutely, absolutely. I went crazy on AC, low key, high key. I went crazy on Animal Crossing. 40 frames is more than enough without drops. Here's the thing, though, Suave. Here's the thing. What Cyberpunk is doing on Switch 2 is amazing. I love what I'm seeing. I'm also okay with 40 frames. But my thing is, I also have a PC. But here's the thing that is even making me consider Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, even though I have a PC. I could play it in bed. I could play it if I go somewhere. I'm going on a cruise next year, y'all. I could take my Switch 2 with me on a cruise. If I decided that I wanted to take Cyberpunk with me, I could play Cyberpunk on the cruise. That's pretty much the angle where I'm coming from, because don't get me wrong, the Switch 2 is not a PlayStation 5. The Switch 2 is not my PC. But the Switch 2 is finally in a space where Nintendo is getting closer to parity than they've ever been. For me, as a person who still thinks PlayStation 4 games look good, as a person who has a medium tier PC where I still think my games look good. Granted, on a PC, you can make the settings and finesse the settings in certain ways to make your games perform and look a certain way. I personally think games still look good. So for me, I am more likely to get third-party games on the Switch 2 versus the OG Switch for that reason. We're close to the parity. Nintendo is able to fake certain things now because of DLSS, HDR, VRR. So getting third-party games on the Switch 2 is becoming a more viable option for me personally. All right, what are y'all saying? KAG says that he's getting Cyberpunk and Hogwarts day one. Suave said that DK gets 3D World, but without the swag. Absolutely. I don't care about DK as well. It looks off to me. Absolutely. Cyberpunk will let you bring over your file from other consoles. Now, that's what I didn't know. I mean, I don't have it anyway, so I'm going to be starting over from fresh anyway. But I did not know that. That's awesome, though. Love that fact that Switch 2 has DLSS. Portable Cyberpunk does be hidden. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know the full launch titles coming for Switch 2. So let me look that up real quick. Switch 2 launch titles. Let's see what Switch 2 titles have been confirmed up to this point. Let me see. So there were a couple of third-party games that I was kind of looking at, because it's like, if I can play these games in my bed on my cruise next year, it might be worth getting them on the Switch 2 versus my PC. especially now that we're getting to this point where games are kind of starting to all look good. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, of course, there's games that look a little bit shinier than others, but for the most part, games are just not ugly no more like they used to be. Like I said, I can't stress this enough. I still think PS4 games look good, bro. I turn on my PS4 right now, games still look good. They still look beautiful to me. To me, games just not ugly no more, bro. Either they got a little bit more polish than the others or they don't. But they just, I don't know. But I'm not a graphics girly neither, so I don't know. What Jazzy Jefferson saying in the chat? Definitely want to see how they new Joy-Cons and new HD Rumble 2 is firsthand. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do not care about HD Rumble 2. I do not care about haptics. I do not care about none of that. I do appreciate Rumble for certain games. But I'm not deep in it like that. Just like with mouse mode, like in theory, mouse mode sounds amazing. And if there's a company who makes like some kind of peripheral to make the mouse mode feel more like a real mouse, I'll fuck with it. But in the meantime, I'm not, it don't look comfortable to me. Ergonomically, it don't look comfortable to me. But then again, that's just me looking at it from a computer screen or a phone screen, looking at other people play it. For me, I'm gonna have to feel for myself. But I will tell you this though. If somebody makes some kind of peripheral that makes or accessory that makes Joy-Con mode feel like an actual real gaming mouse, I'm 100% playing Metroid with a mouse. 100% playing Metroid Prime 4 with a mouse. KAG says the graphics on Switch 2 are getting close enough to where I take a slight downgraded visuals to have it portably. That's my point, KAG. That's my point. For the OG Switch, I wasn't really there like that. I have a few third-party games. I could probably count on one hand how many third-party games I have on Switch OG. But Switch 2, that could change. All right, let me see. What's up with these launch titles on Switch 2? So launch titles on Switch 2 so far, Mario Kart World, that's a cop. If I get that bundle, 100% a cop. The Zelda game Switch 2 editions, I already have the base games, so automatically I already got those games. Plus I have NSO, so that means I get the upgrades at no additional cost. So I mean, I'm already there for that. GameCube games, like I told y'all earlier, I did not have a GameCube that generation. I had a PlayStation 2 instead. So I'm legitimately excited about going back and playing some of these GameCube games. I can't wait to play F-Zero GX. I can't wait to play I have Wind Waker on the Wii U, so I ain't really tripping about that. But at the top of my list, F-Zero GX at the top of my list for GameCube games. Deltarune, I don't really care about what's it called? Undertale. I know I never really got into that, so I don't really care. Cyberpunk might be a cop. What's the name? Welcome to. We're not getting Welcome to. We're not getting Welcome to. Hogwarts Legacy. I'm really not a Harry Potter nigga, so that might not be a scoop for me. Let's see what else. Split Fiction. I don't know. Now, maybe if my niece was a little bit older, I would probably get Split Fiction to play with her. But my niece is still developing her fine motor skills. I mean, she's still like a young kid, so she don't really have the motor skills that would be necessary to really play co-op with me with stuff like that. Maybe if she were a little bit older, I would get Split Fiction. Street Fighter. I'm not a fighter girly, but I will get some fighters that I'm nostalgic for. Like I'm very nostalgic for Tekken. I'm very nostalgic for Mortal Kombat. I'm not that nostalgic for Street Fighter. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. I have that game on PC. I probably won't be getting that on Switch too. Civ 7 won't be scooping. Bravely Default is a game that I could have played on 3DS. At the time, I was not interested, so I don't see myself playing this either. I ain't gonna hold you. Yakuza, I have the games already on PC. Fortnite, I can't with Fortnite. I understand that Fortnite is not the game that it was all those years ago, but if I'm gonna play a shooter, it's gonna be something like Titanfall or like what's another shooter I would play? I would probably play a Call of Duty. I'll play a Call of Duty here and there. When I was playing shooters like that, I was playing like Halo, Titanfall, Call of Duty here and there, Rainbow Six Siege, Mass Effect, if you could call Mass Effect a shooter. It's more of an RPG that just has shooting in it. I'm not really a shooter girly like that unless I have kind of like an itch to play a shooter. But let me tell you something. Forza's on PlayStation. If Microsoft ever decided that they wanted to bring Halo to Switch 2, it's a scoop. I'm so sorry. It's a scoop. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Hitman might be a scoop. Hitman might be a scoop on Switch 2. Maybe not day one, but down the line. Nobunaga's Ambition, not really interested in games like that or Civ. Survival Kids, honestly, I need to see more about it because they look like the kind of game that I would probably play with my niece. Rune Factory, I love me a cozy game, but I'm really just not in the Rune Factory. Well, to be fair, I've never played any of the Rune Factory games, so that's not fair to say. I just never really been interested enough to give them a try. Starhawk, yes! Starhawk. Sony, what are we doing? Sony, please, literally begging. I need another Starhawk. Ridge Racer, not a scoop. Puyo Puyo Tetris, not a scoop. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think I already mentioned that, not a scoop. Kirby, I just bought Kirby in the Forgotten Land for $40 on Woot because I will not be paying $80 for the Nintendo Switch edition. Switch 2 edition, will not be doing that. What else? Daemon X Machina. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I played the first Daemon X Machina on Switch OG, right? I was so excited to play this game, bro. But when I played the game, it didn't live up to my expectations. Maybe that's not fair to the game, but I will not get Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion right away. But I will be keeping an eye on it because based on the trailer and some information that I saw about this game, it's looking like it's going to live up to the expectation that the first one didn't give. So, Daemon X Machina might be a scoop. Story of Seasons, like I said, I like cozy games, but I just never got into Story of Seasons or Rune Factory. I just never got into those games, man. Some of these other games I'm not really checking for, to be honest. I see that there's this game, this Atlas game. It's called Radu Remastered. Ever since Metaphor ReFantazio, Atlas has been like easily like one of my favorite game makers. I didn't play Persona. Don't shoot the messenger. But if that game is given Metaphor, might be a scoop. And let me tell y'all this: if Metaphor ReFantazio comes to Switch 2, it's a scoop. Hitman, low key, kind of fun. I've always wanted to play Hitman, but I just never had a chance to because there's always so many games out, man. So I think Hitman is gonna be a scoop if I can, you know what I'm saying, finesse my way around playing some games this summer. Also, if you need a good cheap controller, cop a Stadia controller. They like $5 now. That's crazy. I'm gonna look into that. My Marvel Rivals is lit. People keep saying that, but I have no desire to play it. If you ever feel bad, don't forget Sony spent all that money on Concord. They could have put all that money to a new Starhawk game, man. I swear to God. I rock with Daemon X. The new one looks amazing. Daemon X Machina about to be trash again. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Zero Escape games on Switch 2. I never played those, man. Atlas putting them RPGs on Switch 2 ASAP. I hope they do. I hope that Atlas is working on a new Metaphor ReFantazio, man. I don't know, but honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it because I know there's people who haven't played it yet. I don't know where Atlas could go. Not a Starhawk fan. I get it. I can see how Starhawk is an acquired taste, but for me, it satisfied a lot of my favorite tropes in games. First of all, black protagonists, of course. Secondly, it had a lot of RTS type of vibes. I was feeling that. It had the horde mode type vibes. I love me a good horde mode. I really rock with Starhawk. And of course, space. I love space. And one of the things that I loved about Starhawk is that you could be on the ground playing, and then you could also be up in the sky in space in your ship fighting and stuff too. I loved it. I loved it. I always felt like if Nintendo was ever serious about Star Fox, they need to use Starhawk as inspiration. I feel like Starhawk is the game that I wish that Star Fox Zero was, and it wasn't. You love Warhawk. See, I didn't play Warhawk, but I did play Starhawk. Love Starhawk. Oh, I meant as I'm surprised somebody mentioned it, bro. I love Starhawk. Matter of fact, when I got my first capture card on this channel, one of the first games I put gameplay of was Starhawk on this channel. Only game I'm looking forward to from Sony is Intergalactic. Looked like it could be a banger. It looked like it could be a banger. Starhawk with a little Mass Effect will be peak for Star Fox for me. Absolutely. Because think about it like this. Starhawk has all of the perfect machinations of what a sci-fi in space action adventure game can be. Okay? It got shooting. And you ain't shooting regular guns. You shooting space guns. Space guns. You shooting. You got unfamiliar creatures, even though they was people that was infected, to deal with. You got space travel. You got ground and air combat. You got some RTS elements to fix your turrets and all your other things. And with Star Fox, you could have all of those things on top of the fact that Star Fox got characters. We love Fox McCloud. It don't matter how many times Fox McCloud get on our screen to talk about his dead daddy, we gonna listen every time. Okay, they got Fox McCloud, Falco, Slippy. We love to hate Slippy, and then we got what's the bunny nigga name? I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry, y'all. What's his name, y'all? Peppy. I'm so sorry. They got characters. So not only from Star Fox 64, but they got even other characters that they've built on over the years that they could use in the game. So you already got the space element from Star Fox Assault. Oh, Star Fox Assault could be on Switch 2 through the I just thought about that. Star Fox Assault could be on Nintendo Switch Classics with good controls. Yes. Yes. It just dawned on me. Oh, this finna be fun. The Switch 2 finna go so hard, bro. Believe it or not, a lot of people say that the Switch OG, the first one, is their favorite Nintendo console. It's not my favorite Nintendo console. I love it, but it's not my favorite Nintendo console. The Nintendo Switch 2, however, has the capability of being my favorite Nintendo console. Because to me, no Nintendo console has usurped Super Nintendo. To be honest, for me. But Nintendo Switch 2, we finna get new games. And I know y'all are like, oh my God, I can't believe she going hard for old games. But look at it like this, yo. The GameCube, which I didn't own, I played some of the games later on in life. The GameCube has some of the most ambitious Nintendo first party games. Imagine getting a Nintendo first party game made from the ground up on a Switch 2. Like say, let's say the next Zelda, the next Metroid, the next Monolith Soft game. And then also being able to play some of Nintendo's most ambitious games on the GameCube through Nintendo Switch Classics. On top of the fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 is approaching parity and it's going to get way more third-party support than OG Switch. Nintendo has an opportunity to go crazy. I hope that their arrogance doesn't squander their potential. They have the potential to go crazy this gen. Do y'all understand the potential of where Nintendo is? A console that's getting third-party support. Console approaching parity. Console with their most ambitious library of old school Nintendo games from every console up to the GameCube. They finna go crazy. Oh man, I can't believe I just psyched myself up just now. The Nintendo Switch 2 has the ability to be on par with what the SNES was giving. Like, they finna go crazy. They have the potential to go crazy. But Nintendo, they find a way to squander it. But they have the potential to go crazy. They have the potential to go crazy. All right, what y'all saying in the chat? Because I'm getting off track. Yes, and Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance is gonna be on there, bro. Like, they finna go crazy, bro. They finna go crazy. Bruh. Hey, Chariot Man, go to Woot, WOOT.com and see if they got Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I recently got 2 games, y'all. 2 games on Woot for $40. I got Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and I got Luigi's Mansion 3 for $40 on Woot.com. WOOT.com. Go check it out. Because I'll be damned if I pay $80 for a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of a game. Metroid better have multiplayer. KAG, please don't get me started. Could you imagine if Metroid Prime 4 brings back Metroid Prime Hunter style I have been craving a good arena shooter, like how back in the days times, I've been craving a good arena shooter. If Metroid Prime 4 is the game to bring back arena shooters, bro, I don't even want to get my hopes up because I have a strong feeling that multiplayer won't be there because I mean they already have the course correct with Metroid Prime 4 anyways, going from Bandai Namco's hands to Retro Studios hands. I have a strong feeling it's not going to have multiplayer because I'm pretty sure they prioritize producing, storyboarding, etc., for the game. But could you imagine if Metroid Prime 4 had multiplayer, dog? That would go crazy. That would go absolutely crazy, bro. I don't even want to think about it because I know I'm gonna be disappointed when it come out. But but on the plus side, because we do live in an internet age, if they wanted to, they could be like, here you go, drop a multiplayer down the line as an update. You know how hard that would be, bro. I don't even want to get myself excited for that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. We locked in for five. Exactly. Every game, every game, every game. Hey, my name is Fox McCloud. I got a dead daddy. What's good, everybody? My name is Fox McCloud. I got a dead daddy. I'm stepping into this team because my daddy dead. I got a dead daddy, y'all. My daddy dead, bro. I'm Fox McCloud. I'm named after my daddy. James McCloud, that's my daddy. Team Star Fox belongs to my daddy. Hey, did y'all know I had a dead daddy? And we stand for him every time. He's making his daddy so proud, bro. Yes, Jason Howard, I'm live, bro. I've been live for about almost 2 hours, bro. I can't stop yapping because I got so much to say, bro. I've been bottling all in. I ain't been able to make content. I ain't been able to stream. I ain't been able to stream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gonna have to take some risks this year, Suave. They gonna have to take some risks, bro. Jazzy Jefferson says even Kirby Air Riders being shown after the Nintendo NSO announcement felt intentional. Exactly, Jazzy, exactly. Ike's story is peak. I can't wait. I can't wait to play Fire Emblem, man, on GameCube, man. GameCube app. Can we get a Metroid Prime DS multiplayer remake? I will settle for a remake, bro. Could you imagine if they remade Metroid Prime Hunters multiplayer and like made it as an update to Metroid Prime 4? I would accept it. Like, y'all don't remember like Quake and like Unreal Tournament and stuff? Like, I fuck with games like that. I want Metroid to have a mode like that so bad. Swall said that they were sniping on a touchscreen. Absolutely. We would be on that if it happened. Exactly, Dark. Me and you, Metroid Prime 4 multiplayer. Let's go. Hey, hold up. Woo got some deals on here. Exactly. Jazzy Jefferson says we still don't have a date for Prime 4. So if it has some else. Jazzy, that's what I want to think, bro. I want to believe that so bad. Like, I'm coping so hard when it come down to that. I feel like if 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 Metroid Prime 4 had an undeniable arena style shooter multiplayer, that would up the sales guaranteed. That would, because so many people are just they want some good single player, but they also want something else to latch to. And I feel like if Metroid Prime is ever going to be as successful as we want it to be, they're gonna have to give some people something to latch to. Let's see. They do need some multiplayer outside of Mario Kart. That is crazy out of context. I got a dead daddy. I'm Fox. I I got a dead daddy. My name is Spice Makata. My daddy dead. I took over his team. I got a dead daddy. My daddy dead. Stream Mario Kart when you got Switch 2, big dog. I'm gonna try my very best. Considering my living situation right now, if I'm able to stream Mario Kart for y'all, I'm a streamer for y'all. Assuming I get my game room back. We already know you got Splatoon and Animal Splatoon. I didn't even think about Splatoon. Splatoon finna go crazy on Switch 2. And Animal Crossing put non-hitter franchises year one. They're a part of Amazon. I do see that. Yeah, they are part of Amazon. They basically kind of like a liquidation site for everything that didn't get sold up on Amazon. Only thing funny about the Switch 2, no matter how much power they get, Game Freak still gonna be. You ain't lying though. I'm not gonna hold y'all. One of my favorite pastimes is making fun of Game Freak and how they make ugly games. One of my favorite things in this world is making fun of Game Freak games. Those niggas just don't have no talent, bro. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me be fair. Maybe they do have the talent, but they don't have the time. And then on top of the fact, niggas still buy it anyway, even though those games look like absolute garbage. I have Pokemon Shield. Shout out to my homegirl Zanita D. She sent me her copy because she had 2 copies. She bought one for her nephew and he didn't really play it like that. So she sent me Pokemon Shield. Don't get me wrong. I had fun with it. And mind you, I'm not a Pokemon girly. Like, the only Pokemon games I've played Pokemon Rumble on the Wii. And then I played Pokemon Rumble 2 on Wii U. If you really even consider those Pokemon games. But Pokemon Shield is the first and only mainline Pokemon games I've ever played. So I'm biased in the sense that I'm not a Pokemon head. But Game Freak need a different model for development. I keep saying that Game Freak really needs to do what Call of Duty Activision Blizzard is doing. Call of Duty is largely successful because the games are not on the shoulders of one developer. They have Treyarch, they have Infinity Ward, and they have once upon a time it was Respawn, but now it's I don't remember who now. They rotate in and out between developers. If you're gonna have an annual game, you gotta do it like that if you want your games to look good, run good, look like they got some effort put into them. You know what I mean? Like their 3DS games look good, but that's because the 3DS was basically like a 64, but a little bit more powered up. It's not giving, bro. It's not giving. Thank you for showing us this site. Never heard of Woot. I just found out about it like 2 weeks ago, y'all. I don't see too many Switch games because they selling out, bro. When I went to Woot, I saw a lot of Nintendo Switch games. I saw the Zelda games were on there. Of course, like I said, Luigi's Mansion and Kirby was on there. The Mario RPG remake was on there. They had a lot of Switch games on there, but I think people are getting privy to them now because of all of the game prices for Switch 2. So I'm pretty sure they're just selling out. Game Freak need to give Pokemon to someone else to make the game. I think that Game Freak can continue making Pokemon games, but they need to hire more people and split them teams up. That's what they need to do. Split them teams up. This team work on this one for this upcoming year. This team make the one that come out for the next 2 years. This one make the one that come out for the next 3 years. And they just rotate in and out like what Activision Blizzard is doing with Call of Duty. People was trying to say it was the Switch's power, the same company where Xenoblade is on the system. Exactly. It's Game Freak. Game Freak is the problem. Okay? Pokemon ZA had plenty of time. It still looks like even on the Switch 2, Pokemon ZA looks like garbage. It looks like a 4K JPEG. Like, what? Your textures are still flat. Your buildings are still just shapes put together, bro. Like, you didn't do nothing different. Exactly, Suave. Exactly. The Let's Go games are the best looking ones, and they were the first ones out. I don't know. I never played those. I can't really say. Yeah, they should do the COD model. Low key, you're right. Yeah, man. That's the only path I could see forward for Game Freak. I don't really see any other paths forward. Like, they gonna have to do something different, man. Pokemon ZA looks crazy. Mind you, I'm the lady who just said I still think every game look good unless it has a terrible art style. I'm saying this. And I think Pokemon ZA looks like garbage. I'm not a graphics girly, not a graphics whore. That game just straight up looks bad. Looks bad. But anyway, y'all, I've been on here almost 2 hours. I'm so sorry for the long stream, or maybe y'all enjoyed it. I don't know. It was really nice talking to you guys. I love the fact that I can stream on my laptop. I think I'm going to do this again in the future. And maybe I'll take the assets from my PC with like all my logos and all that kind of stuff, and I'll try OBS on my laptop now that I know that it's possible. I didn't want to do all of that today because I wasn't sure how my laptop was going to handle it. But now that I know that I can have a successful stream on my laptop, next time the presentation, if I do stream from my laptop, is going to be way better. Way better. Way better. Anyways, what y'all saying? KG says that Game Freak needs to clean house and get all new talent. A part of me wonders if it's the talent or if it's the lack of people, because they're expected to turn a game around every year. That's what I'm curious about. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. It was so nice being live with y'all. If y'all wasn't able to make the stream, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Check out the archive. But of course, if I'm talking to you right now, I'm probably talking to you live. So yeah. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for chopping it up with me. I was able to get all my Switch 2 thoughts out. And y'all have a good night. Have a good night, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.